Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I found this article. It's very revealing. It's very revealing of some people trying to influence our norms, standards, beliefs, values, principles. And that is the following. Should a criminal be punished if found guilty of committing the crime? I think we all agree that there should be a process, obviously, a due process. You allow the person to defend himself or herself. In this case, we're going to talk about the people who illegally trespassed onto a private property, and that is some people of a different nationality, citizens of different countries, crossing the border into another country where they're not residents, they're not actually legal to be in. That is trespassing. If I go on someone's property and that's not my property, even if, let's say, I'm a U.S. citizen, if I trespass on another U.S. citizen's property, he can call the police or Chichu warn me that I should get the fuck out. Why? Because I'm illegally located on his properties. Illegal trespassing. You're illegally located there. Why? I enter without the approval of the owner. So whomever enters a country, crosses the border onto the property of the United States of America, of the U.S. citizens, it's illegally crossing into the country. So it's a crime. You are a criminal just by entering it like that. You are. You broke the law. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go to a point of entry and you show the right documentation, or you apply for whatever you want to apply for. As a refugee, or maybe you were discriminated in your country for asylum, political asylum, But you go through a process. You don't enter then and you say, you know what, I want this. I think that's illegal entry, forceful entry. Now, what do I have here? This is an argument these guys try to put on us, the law-abiding citizens, to accept, and I disagree with that. They try to create a illusion that you have to accept a criminal because otherwise you're going to be affected economically. And I'm going to give you a few examples or analogies. So with illegals gone, America's grocery bills, home prices could skyrocket. So this is the point of this article. And it's an expert talking, and a person familiar with the issue. All those experts, PhDs, professors, they tell you, usually liberals. Why? Because they know that they will not be affected. And they are very jealous that they don't write policies, and they're so smart. But they are not living in the real world. They're academics. They have to Okay, so what do we have here? Let me give you this analogy. And I shared this analogy with someone else earlier today. Would you agree with this scenario? You have a pedophile, or you have a rapist, serial rapist, that is never been convicted. We all know he is doing what he's doing, which is bad, correct? Correct. And he is owning somehow in the neighborhood a grocery store. And that grocery store, or by having this guy owning the grocery store, you would get prices a little bit lower than the law-abiding American citizen with no criminal history next door. Would you go and buy, knowing that guy is a criminal, active criminal, but he sells your groceries with, let's say, 1% lower price than the next one who's an abiding citizen? Now, if you do that, you can't tell me you're a just person. You are a person with principles. You're a person with values. Because you know that guy should not be there. Because he should be convicted and thrown in jail for what he's doing. So you're morally garbage. So when these guys are telling me that I'm supposed to accept some, in this case, illegally trespassing persons, which is illegal, it's a crime, just because otherwise we will pay more for this and that, then look back in history and look at those people in 1930s, look at the communists, Look what happens. What if those guys would do this, and we should have let them be as they are? Should we? We should not intervene because a lot of people will die? Second World War, take the example of the Second World War. If the West would not have intervened to attack the Germans, what else? How many people, if someone would have said, well, look, if you do this, if you intervene, a lot of people will die. A continent will be destroyed, the whole world. Is that logical? Is it just? The same here. What do you mean if they're gone, the house prices will go up? They should not have been in. So if they're low, that's a depressed false reality. So that means if someone steals something and you benefit out of that, it's good because you benefit out of that, even that was acquired through illegal means. I mean, I don't think I have to give you analogies or make you understand that this argument with if you kick them out, who's gonna pick the produce for you, the tomatoes for you? Well, we're gonna find Americans, and if that's the cost of picking those tomatoes, I'm just giving you an example, or building houses, there's something wrong with the economy then. So who is in charge of the economy? Who makes all those regulations? Our elected officials. And so be it. I mean, are you a just person? You're not a just person. Don't tell me, it's situational. I mean, if it's situational, why don't you let me go? Let's say someone goes, I'm going to give you an example, goes, robs the bank, and after he robs the bank, he gives to poor people money. You're not going to arrest the guy who robbed the bank because he distributes the money to poor people? Is that what it is? He's Robin Hood? The bank did not commit an illegality. The criminal committed a crime, and while he's at the crime, he's not being charged. He does something that other people benefits. So that means we should not arrest that person. Or let's say that person who committed a crime is your uncle. Should not be, because uncles are good to their nieces and whatever they are over there. Is that an argument? No, man, no. If we are a country ruled by laws, then the law should apply equally across the board. Don't tell me, then what? So this argument, just remember, when they tell you this, it's garbage. The same thing they tell you with the tariffs. Oh, Trump is going to do with tariffs, and you know who's going to pay eventually? It's going to be the consumer is going to pay eventually for the tariffs. Yeah, until those guys were going to change their behavior. Unless someone is going to compete. I mean, that's a war out there. What are you going to do? You stay with your principles? Or you don't stay with your principles? So again, the home prices could. This is a scare tactic. When I tell you could, you ask them, is it true? It could. I don't know. If I speak right now, I don't know. The sky might fall. Might, could. I know, like this kind of things that say, this could have happened, but it didn't. And besides, don't tell me you're a just person. How are you going to enforce the law? Is there a law or is not a law? I understand these guys up there break the law however they want, but here, scare tactic. Thank you very much for being with me again today. And I have a personal issue with this, obviously. A personal issue with this. I know how hard it is to get in and live in other countries, and these guys come and it's like a blackmail. Who hires them? What's going on here? And then, they portray now the ICE. ICE is bad, and Mr. Hemman, or whatever his name is, the Tsar, the border Tsar. The border Tsar has a title, and how do you call it? An official title. They try to demonize him. For what? For enforcing the law? So that means you're going to demonize the police who tries to catch the bad people who committed a crime or trespassed. So whenever someone trespasses on your property and you call the police to remove them, they should not come. Why? Poor guy over there. But it's my fucking property. Is there a law somewhere? Law enforcement. And then everybody in the neighborhood, Emil, call the law enforcement. The law enforcement are the tyrannical, oppressive apparatus of the government, of the patriarchy. I'm not supposed to do it? Well, you don't do it. I'm okay with that. I have things and shit, so I can defend things. But are we a country ruled by laws or we're not? If we are, then just implement those laws. Enforce those laws. How is that? I can't remember how it is. It's a saying about the a, a criminal not punished is injustice to the just one or something. So if you try to be nice and not just to someone who committed a crime, that's injustice to the guy who actually is following the laws, which is right here. Aww. No. Aww. How about aww? Because if you do that aww towards them, you hurt me actually. Oh no, the price, you're gonna go down there. Well, if you steal something today like this, tomorrow you're gonna steal like this, tomorrow you're gonna steal like this. As in Romania, cine fură azi un ou, mâine va fura un bou. Who steals today an egg, tomorrow will steal an oxen. And whatever, cattle. That's how it is. You're gonna go, and what kind of, you enforce bad behavior? Is that what it is? You promote it? What's going on here? Selective. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.